This was my very first time ever trying downhill skiing, and I did it without an instructor, just YouTube, my friends, and a lot of hope. Hello and welcome to True Challenge, where I try new things in the form of challenges. If you've ever been curious about skiing or felt a little scared to start, this video is for you. I want to share what it was really like as a complete adult beginner, what was fun, what was hard, and what helped. Let's get started. Been living in Sweden for about 10 years, never skied before in this country of snow. Why? I was a little scared of the Fast and Furious, but it seemed so fun at the same time. So here I come! I learned some series from YouTube videos the night before. Today I'm basically counting on those and my friends.
How do I know which is the front? The round one is the front.
Of course, right now. You should wear here. Yeah.
Step.
Yes.
Okay. Easier than I thought.
I was really nervous about using the lift for the first time, but it actually turned out to be much less scary than I expected. It moves pretty slowly, and if you miss it, that is totally fine. Ski slopes are color-coded by difficulty from easiest to hardest, green, blue, red, and black. And of course I started on the children's slope, which was basically flat, but to be honest, even that did not feel easy. I do think watching YouTube beforehand helped. The very first thing I started to practice was how to do a pizza, opening the end of the skis to make a triangle shape to control speed. So the first practice was basically let go, pizza, let go, pizza. Another very important skill to learn, falling and getting back up. The snow was actually pretty soft, so falling itself did not hurt. I also try not to fight the fall because I had heard about people twisting their knees and ankles trying to fight it, so that sounded much worse than just falling. Getting back up though definitely took some more practice. I also started learning how to turn in wide S shapes to control my speed. So far so good. Pretty soon I moved on to the green slope. I was honestly getting stressed that I might hit one of the kids on the beginner slope. The green slope already felt very steep to me. But I mean, everything was just so beautiful. I spent the whole morning at the foot of the mountain. After lunch, it was time for another moment of truth. The chairlift. This part was actually pretty chill too. All I really had to do was to sit down, and the staff were watching closely and could stop the lift immediately if anything went wrong. And the ride up was absolutely stunning. But then the afternoon went kind of horribly. I was literally crying and screaming. My camera died, so I don't have any clips here. We went higher up the mountain because the morning went so well. I got overly confident and tried a blue slope. I was not ready. One thing I had completely misunderstood was that I thought making a pizza shape itself would stop me. It worked on the green slope, but on the blue slope, I was literally just rushing down in a pizza shape. To actually gain control, I needed to really push the skis into the snow almost with all my might. My legs were tired, my knees were exhausted, and we needed to get down the mountain as fast as possible because the bus was leaving. So I ended up rushing down the hill without any control because we had no time and I had no strength. That was really traumatizing. My friends thought I would never ski again after that, but there was also something magical about skiing, so I went back there 3 weeks later. I thought I had learned my lesson about staying within my level, but it was actually really hard to judge the difficulty of the slope. By the time I realized it was too much for me, I was stuck again. But steeper slopes were actually a better place to learn leaning into the slope sideways and slide more efficiently. That gradually built up towards skiing closer to parallel, which saves a lot of strength.
可以，这样下来也行，挺好的。
Turning better also helped a lot. If a slope felt too much for me, I could always make one very big turn, almost stopping sideways against the slope, and then wait until I was ready to go for the next one. And during turns, I found it really helpful to put most of my weight on the outside foot. That made the other ski easier to lighten, guide, and match. Well, what I feared most also happened. I was hit by someone, but thankfully we were all okay. I was constantly bouncing between, oh my god, this is so fun, and oh my god, this is so scary. But in the end, I think the excitement outweighed the fear. Ski had opened the door to a whole new world for me. Come and enjoy the view and thrill with me.
I've been through heartaches, I've been to heaven. I've done my best and my worst, learned my lessons. No matter how hard my life would treat me, I'd always get right back up, never worry. 'Cause I got a million reasons to keep holding on. Yeah, I got all that it takes to win and overcome. What I got is just a feeling, but it's so strong. It goes on and on, on and on. There's something going on inside of me. I feel it growing stronger every beat. I never just believe in what I see, 'cause I can feel the energy.
Thank you so much for coming along on this ski ride. This channel is my little space to follow my curiosity, learn, experiment, and see where it leads. If this sparkled a little joy or inspiration in you too, I hope to see you in the next challenge.